Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo July 11, 2022. The moon moves into your partnership sector and harmonizes with Mercury today. It's a good time for enjoying companionship or benefiting from feedback. You could experience a wonderful sense of being in sync and supported, or cooperation with others puts you in a great mood. It's a time to get what you give and give what you get. As the day advances, you should watch for a tendency for people to dramatize a matter or draw conclusions before they see the whole picture, with Mercury and Jupiter about to form a square aspect. Mental restlessness can stir up some problems now. What might feel like optimism may actually be overshooting or wishful thinking. You might also be inclined to talk ahead of yourself and end up revealing something prematurely. Listen to your intuition today. Mighty Jupiter, the planet of expansive blessings and often acts like a guardian angel, has been orbiting in your solar 12th house of unconsciousness and karma since May. Today, our great benefic will link in a sharp angle to mental Mercury, our cosmic messenger, located in your solar 3rd house of intellect. This means that you could have a vibrant and passionate idea that arises from your dreams of intuition that you'd like to say to someone that you love. Just don't let arrogance bleed into it, or they'll just roll their eyes. Commit to your working relationships. Loyalty is a must once the moon enters your opposite sign, Scorpio. As you entertain your professional commitments, you may find that the intense lunation pulls you in. You could feel hyper-focused on an obligation or undeniably attuned to a professional partnership. Since the lunar energy is immensely strong, you might feel a little obsessive and even controlling. The dark side of Scorpio's lunation can always present itself, so remember that the power your working relationships give you is more than enough on its own. You are likely to receive many opportunities in the next few days. You are a natural leader, so it is no wonder that both professional and volunteer groups seek you out. But pick and choose wisely, because you will not be able to do everything that's asked of you. Politics could be in your future. Don't expect any comfort from your family right now. The many little annoyances you're confronted with won't make you feel better anyway. Take a positive, laid-back attitude. If you stubbornly stick to your views, conflicts will escalate and your mistakes won't be so quickly forgiven. If you are willing to compromise, everything will be fine. You're feeling extremely torn today. Part of you wants to throw a massive party. The other part of you wants to take a bath and read a book. Both options sound equally blissful. One way to alleviate the stress you might feel is to approach life in a more playful way and try to brighten up your situation, but don't expect to receive too much credit for your efforts. Instead, whatever you do, you're scrutinized, your motives examined, and you find yourself having to defend all your actions. Adjustments may need to be made in order for you to flow easily with the energy of the day. The prevailing tone calls for a more outer-directed solution to all the situations at hand. You will discover that it will be easy to start up new projects today, especially those that involve creative or romantic elements. The tricky part will be to follow through. This is one of your specialties, though, so don't worry about it. You've got that part covered. If you find yourself feeling restless on this day, try doing something physically active. For your personality type, this is good advice all the time, as you may lean more toward an active mind than body. However, the essence of this vibration will inject a surge of energy into you, and it will be more difficult to sit still all day long. Take a walk, get into some sports, or romp around with your kids or a pet. Ask a friend to join you. At the same time that Mars is spending his first weekend in your income sector, the moon is wrapping up its monthly visit to your friendship sector. A friendly aspect to Mars, the warrior planet of the cosmos, when it returned 2 days ago, and to the dwarf planet Eris, the warrior princess of the cosmos there before leaving today, is going to fire up your financial passions and fighting spirit on both sides of the financial fence. This will also leave you with your financial instincts and imagination fueled and a better read on the changing dynamics of this financial year. In a week that has seen the moon wrap up its monthly visit to your romantic sector and make its only visit to your relationship sector while Venus, the planet of love, is in your communication sector, there is a chance to regroup. With the first planetary activity on the romantic front for the year beginning in 12 days, the weekend is a chance to look to the future and the journey ahead with confidence. Our eyes in the sky. On the surface, today's Mercury-Jupiter square looks like a pretty positive aspect. But be careful not to get too cocky, because you'll be feeling good and counting your lucky stars 1 minute and then down on the ground wondering what the heck happened the next. One of the downsides of this awkward energy is the way it has you feeling confident 1 minute and confused the next, which is when all the bad stuff starts to happen. Overestimating any situation today is a big mistake, because as soon as you think you've got it made, it becomes quite clear that you actually really don't. The best way to handle this pull the rug out from under you aspect is to keep your head down and appreciate the things that are going your way. Just don't take them for granted or brag about them. Careful optimism is the theme of the day. The energy is perfect for leaving behind people or situations that are no longer serving you, so don't be afraid to move on with your life if something or someone has been holding you back. There's a slight chance you could feel uninspired, and the moon forms an unbalanced aspect to Mars midday, but this energy should subside by mid-afternoon. Your mind could be active for the rest of the night, making it the perfect time to engage in a creative activity or brainstorm ideas for the future. Just be sure to write down any brilliant ideas that pop into your head, or you might forget them tomorrow. In the pre-dawn hours, the Scorpio moon opposes Mars in Taurus. This influence stimulates irritation. However, we're more likely to bottle our feelings up instead of expressing them properly. It's natural to hold a grudge now, justifying our moodiness around situations that occurred in the distant past. If we are angry, discussing to clear the air may not be the best course of action right now. Instead, release aggression through physical activities, especially those which involve working with your hands. Crafting with natural materials or assuming construction projects can help us to regain a sense of control over our immediate environment. When we feel less helpless, we will begin to calm down. Around sunup, the Cancer Sun squares off with Chiron in Aries, provoking anxiety. Today, we hit a crossroads in our healing journey. A conflict at work, with family members, or in close relationships pokes at old wounds. We start to ruminate over all the ways that we are not strong or capable. It seems like the easy culprit to blame now is our emotions. If we show our feelings, others might respect us less. They might love us less. If we reveal too much, we'll sacrifice our safety, and that seems too big a risk. However, if we hold ourselves to impossible standards of our strength and resiliency, we will continue to battle insecurity on an internal level. At this time, we take steps to challenge false narratives of how we are lacking, which may involve standing up for ourselves in a very direct and blunt way.